everyone, welcome back to the Winner Circle. I'm Derrick.
And I'm Cody.
And we are here going to be talking about the season premiere of Big Brother Canada 10. We just watched the episode. Cody watched his first ever episode of BB Canada. So I'm interested to hear his opinion on it. I kind of have a little bit of a vibe because we talked beforehand. But Before we get into all that, we probably should have did this, before tonight's season premiere, but better late than never, right? So I wanted to walk you guys through really quickly, if you're not in Canada, how you can watch BB Can, because it's actually very easy. Cody, how easy tonight for you? No big deal? No problem?
Super simple.
Okay. So I'll give you a couple different options, and then obviously you guys can do whatever you think is the most convenient. I'll tell you what I do first and what Cody just did tonight. So a big shout out to Hamster Watch. If you don't know what Hamster Watch is on Twitter, you need to. They're the woman who runs it. Her name's Dingo. But you can go to hamsterwatch.com. Right on the left side of the screen, everything that I'm going to talk to you about right now is listed right there. It's super easy. I'm actually on her Twitter account going through it to make it even easier for myself. But essentially what you want to do is go on her page. You're going to see a link. That link is basically streaming the episode live, as it's airing, and you don't need a VPN. You don't need anything like that to watch it. You just go on there, you click the link, don't click any of the advertisements. You hit the white play button when it appears, the episodes start playing. Sometimes it does drop. It happened to us tonight. When it does, there's a chat room to the right of the video going on all the time. There's like moderators in there, and they're identified by like a little gold shield. Almost instantaneously after the link drops, they post another one. Am I wrong in saying that, Cody?
It was crazy. I panicked and was like, oh, wait.
There it is. And it starts another link, and it usually open up a new page. So like I was telling Cody, just make sure you keep the first page open because that's the chat room. And if the link goes down again, they'll post another one. So that's an easy way to watch the episodes. If you want to go back and watch, they'll post the episodes online on the global.com website,
Global
the
TV
website,
right?
Global TV. But you can't go on that website and access that material, that content, unless you're in Canada. So the way you do it is kind of what we alluded to or mentioned last week, which is you need a virtual private network or a VPN. They're super cheap. It's like $2 or $3 a month. It's not something that has like a long time commitment. Hamster Watch has one on her page. It's called, I'll give her a little shout out. She's probably getting a kickback on this. It's called Hide My Ass. It's a VPN. There's a million of them out there. I'm using IPVanish or Surfshark. I actually like Surfshark a lot too. Cody's going to probably use IPVanish or Surfshark as well. There's also NordVPN. Ultimately, go with whatever one you want. And by activating that VPN, again, it's super easy to set up. You can change your location and basically put you somewhere in Canada. And then you'll be able to access all that content that they have, like all the previous episodes, etc. But the biggest advantage to having that VPN is Global TV or the BPKN site has the live feeds. The live feeds are free in Canada. So all you need is the VPN and you can go on and watch the live feeds. And you can only watch it through their website. So if you don't have a VPN, it might be hard to do that.
And honestly, VPN, guys, is something that's really good. We're hearing a lot more about it because, a lot of these bigger companies and a lot of these tech companies are like grabbing the data that you are putting out onto their servers by just being on the internet. And so this is a good way to protect yourself, of just having your data being stored and put out to different advertisers, because that's how a lot of these tech companies make money as well. They just sell your data and you have no idea what's happening. So VPNs are a good thing to just have in general. And so this is an easy, very easy way. If you want to watch on your phone, if you want to watch on your computer, if you want to stream it from your phone to your TV, that's probably the best route to go, because the site that we watched on tonight, it's not easy to like kind of stream it. And you always have these issues where, if Global TV catches it up in Canada, they flag it and they'll shut it down. So,
So there's options. It's definitely not hard to do. You guys will absolutely figure it out. And I'm looking here on Hamster Watch's Twitter feed. It looks like the show schedule is going to be all in Eastern time. Wednesday, March 2nd at 8 p.m. is the premiere. We just watched that. Thursday's evictions at 8. Then it says March 7th and the 14th at 8 p.m. Mondays at 7 p.m. thereafter. So that's what it looks like. It looks like March 7th and March 14th is the only dates where they're going to have it a little bit later. but it seems like it's Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So Wednesdays at 7, Thursdays at 8, and Mondays at 7, except for those 2 dates I mentioned, which is March 7th and March 14th, which are both Mondays. Those will be at 8 as well. But again, if you want, I'm going to give her a shout out here. It's at Hamster Watch, HAMSTERWATCH. She's the GOAT of Big Brother. She's the one who got me into Big Brother because I used to follow her on Twitter. So, and I go to her page for updates. So check it out. Super easy. Just wanted to give you the rundown on that real quick because it might sound really complicated. Like, oh no, I can't watch. This sounds too difficult. It's not. It's very easy.
Yeah. So let's dive right into it. I was a little bit disappointed that they only had an hour premiere. I saw in the chat, they were saying like, oh no, it's an hour and a half. An hour is not enough time on a premiere episode. It was not enough time. We met everybody and then they sat down. We had the phone call, the HOH, and then boom, the episode was over. Which we'll get into all this stuff. But I was like, I feel like the episode ended and I was like, wait a minute, what just happened? Like I was just trying to learn their names. Like I was trying to follow along. A lot. The next thing I know, the episode was done.
I thought it was 90 minutes too. I don't know where I saw that. I want to say I thought I saw it on Hamster Watch's page or something, but I could be wrong.
They were saying it in the chat box, which I thought was another cool thing. Like if you're watching it on this online link that Derrick just said on Hamster Watch, it's on what's it called?
Video player or something.
Video brother. Yeah. And there's a chat box that's just going, and it's a cool way I think for the community to interact while watching the show all live on the computer. So
that's how I watch it, guys. So I'm just literally that's how I watch it. I pop on my desktop and I watch it. That's how I do it. You can watch it on your phone too, and it's not perfect, but it's pretty easy. Now that said, I still have to turn on a VPN if I want to watch the feeds, which I'm going to. So when I'm going on the feeds, I'll go on my phone or I'll go on here. I'll change my location to like Toronto, and it immediately just try it. Try it from your hometown. If you're in the States, go on the website. It seems like you can access it. And the minute you click the video, it's like, nope, can't do it. You're outside the area. Then literally,
I was like, what do I need a VPN for? Boom, got shut down immediately.
Yeah, I did the same thing back in the day. I was like, we're good. But you turn the VPN on, refresh the page, click it, and then it's going to play. And you're going to be like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's just like a block where it only lets people from Canada access it. It's super simple to kind of go around. But I mean, do you want to dive into the cast? Kind of, these are just rapid fire tonight, right?
Yeah, this is, initial thoughts. As a whole, what I'll say about the cast is it seems like a lot of big personalities. A lot of big personalities. Of these 16 people, there is going to be, I think, a ton of drama.
1,000%.
I don't know about the past seasons. I don't know what has gone on in the previous seasons of Big Brother Canada, but just from what I'm watching here, you had the first, of the first 8 people, I think 3 of the girls were bragging about their looks and how Summer was talking about, I came on the show out of spite, so don't rub me the wrong way, because I just came here to shove my face into my coworker who I hate, i.e. shout out to the coworker that she hates. Now you know she hates you if you didn't know beforehand. Then you had Stephanie talking about her breasts and good lighting and all the DMs that she gets and how she's going to be the best looking girl in the house. Then you had Tanisha, who was talking about there better not be a better looking girl than me, because that'll bother me. I was like, I'm sitting here this is trouble. I don't know if we're going to have a good old fashioned, hey, women stick together. We need to stay in this together. I think this might be the women are going to be at each other's throats.
Yeah, no, it's a very polarizing cast. I thought the only introverted person, maybe even slightly, which she wasn't overly introverted, would be Jessica. Jessica was the one person who I was could be quiet in the house, maybe someone who lays back, but all these other people were she is a super fan. That's why I can see her doing it the traditional way to kind of let all these big personalities cannibalize each other. But let's start off. We're going in no particular order here. We're going based on BB Can. Just make it easy for us. So the first person we have, we probably going to mess up a couple of their names, but we're going with Betty Ursaw. I hope I'm saying the last name right there. Betty Ursaw. What'd you think about Betty?
She came in and I don't know, man. It's really hard. I don't know what to say about each of these people. Betty was I'm going to be a strong person. I'm going to not take any crap from anybody. And so I don't know. I think a lot of people come in and in those interviews, they just say all the right things. They say what they think people want to hear. We didn't have an extensive breakdown of what these people are, what these people do, like how we get on Big Brother US. So I could get a better understanding on this, like blind, who do I think is going to win? But, you know, Betty was, I think she's going to be somebody that's good. Do I think she's going to win the game? Probably not.
Couple quick stats about her, and I'll do this for every single person. Not going to go too crazy because how much can you really judge on the first night? She's from Edmonton. She's a human resources manager. It does appear that she's in a relationship. It says status happily taken. And her strategy is to find a group or person to connect with, preferably on day 1 or 2. And she wants to have a killer alliance and play a rock solid social game while working so hard in competitions. She said she is not throwing comps. So pretty standard answer. She didn't stand out super big to me tonight. So, you know, who knows what's going to happen, but, you know, she's not going to be able to do the showmance thing. So that's, you know, going to be a little bit more difficult, but not the end of the world. She is a human resource manager. So maybe, you know, delegating responsibilities, working with different personalities, maybe she'll be able to kind of blend in the game and we'll see how that works.
Yeah.
Ready for the next one?
Next, we have Helena Gill. Jill?
Yep. Gill. It sounds like Gill to me, but it could be Jill. You might be right.
Helena Gill, she's a master's student. She says she's ready to be the friend, therapist, or whoever you need her to be. Helena plans to get the house guests to fall in love with her, but isn't afraid of being cutthroat when needed. She's already been one person that, like, she's the one that immediately when they were at the round table, she spilled her drink. She's the one that when she was about to describe what she does or who she is, she like forgot her train of thought. She's going to be a bubbly one.
She broke the glass, right?
She broke the glass. I think she's going to be a floater.
Yeah, she seems like she's going to be someone who might be a little bit over her head, you know, and doesn't realize it yet. But she's also 27 years old. She's from Surrey, British Columbia. She, like you said, she's a master's student. Again, relationship status, she's taken. Her strategy for the game is to play a social game, be the friend, the therapist. Like you said, you already read it all.
Yeah,
so I'm basically repeating what you just read off of. I was like, oh, this sounds familiar. So, you know, pretty girl, but obviously not looking for a showmance. But it does seem like, you know, she might surprise us. I do like that she was already kind of talking to herself in the storage room there. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Could
Again,
be someone
tonight's not
like
be someone that feeds likes. We are going to pick who we think's going to win tonight. We're going to put that pressure on ourselves. But however, I mean, we're shooting in the dark.
This isn't the same. Like, you know, when we did the Big Brother US one, we had like a paragraph. We had, what are your best traits? What's your strategy going to be? What are your weak traits? Like, it was like, I feel like I was super confident when I read it and I read Xavier. I was like, oh, this guy, this is going to be the guy with this cast. What's the term? Throwing darts at a barrel.
Yeah. I said shooting in the dark. Shooting fish in a barrel is actually easy.
Oh, that's what it.
Yeah. Cause shooting fish. In a barrel.
Stupid.
Shooting fish in a barrel.
I knew that something was in a barrel. I knew that was a saying.
Well, let's say you're shooting something in a barrel with a blindfold on.
And you don't know where the barrel is.
Yeah, you don't know the barrel's somewhere in a big factory. And you got to find it. People are like, this isn't funny.
This is stupid. All right. So next we have Herman Nizgi. Nizgi? Herman Nizgi, auto sales general manager, funny, magnetic, and one of a kind. Herman knows how to light up a room. His promise to stand by his morals and never quit will take him to the top. He was somebody I liked. He won the HOH. So we're not going to, do the whole breakdown of the entire episode. Herman was the HOH. The HOH competition was pretty intense. He ended up coming out on top. Kind of luck of the draw. It was like stand by a door.
That was like a draw, but winning to get to that round, I was like, dude, this is going to go all night.
The puzzle and how hard that was, like falling over and then opening the door and going through it, showed a lot of skill. One, he did the puzzle and barely dropped it. So he was very steady and very calm under pressure, which I like. The only problem is that he showed that right away. He showed it right away.
He showed it right away. Now, I'm going to just come out and say, because we're shooting in the dark, I am picking him to win this year.
Okay.
And the reason I'm picking him to win, auto sales general manager. And not only that, if we're to believe what he's saying, he says he's one of the top salesmen in all of Canada.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hard job.
It's about his mama Lexus SUV. My man's doing just fine.
He's doing all right. And he, it is a very difficult job and you do have to read people and know different personalities. So he's got that. super smooth. Even when he was talking to Summer, like just dropped that little flirt real quick. Like, oh, I didn't miss anything. It's right here. Like it was just a little, and she was like, oh, okay. Like very first day, just walked in the house. He's already kicking game.
Yeah.
But to your point, 29 years old. I think you had said that he's single. But here's one interesting thing about his strategy. This is what he said before he went in the house. I'm going to make the house guests fall in love with me. Then I'm going to go for HOH on week 2, and I hope I have an alliance or a final 2 by then. Well, he's already off. Not on
you
the
backtracked.
You bet you messed up there. You won the HOH first. You don't have an alliance yet. So we know from your experience, it's still very possible to win.
Yeah.
But he's already kind of off what he said he was going to do going in there. But just from first impressions, being charismatic, he's got really nice teeth too. I always feel like nice teeth makes you approachable, man. I wish I had nice teeth like Herman.
So the only thing that I'll say about Herman is that I think he's a huge personality.
He is, dude. Everyone's going to love him.
Everyone's going to love him, or
which is a threat.
Everybody's going to get threatened by him, which is
why for sure.
So when I read the link that you sent me, I read everything. I was like, I feel like this guy could be the one that goes to the end and wins. But
too late.
I'm not picking him. Oh,
okay,
yeah.
Good.
Oh, I wasn't going to pick. I was like,
good.
But I thought I was like the salesman. And then seeing tonight, it kind of confirmed it. The personality that he has, like I was a sales rep. So you know how to mold to different situations, but I didn't have a huge personality like that. I was very confident in like a subtle way, but very like,
I don't know,
loud.
dude. On our season, everybody loved you, dude.
Yeah. But I wasn't the kind of personality where I was like in your face, like, I don't know that I was a huge personality, or maybe I just got drowned out by other bigger personalities like Caleb, Zach, Frankie. Right.
Dude, you were pretty charismatic. Everyone was chilling with you. And I saw that and I was like, I got to ride with this dude. Girls want to date him. Guys want to chill with him. But we'll see. That's my pick. Next one.
I like the pick.
Next one's going to be, is it Jackie or Jassy?
I was going to say Jacey.
Jacey, all right, let's go with Jacey-Lynne.
Don't go based off of me, bro. We're definitely more illiterate.
Yeah, listen, we're not the brightest crayons in the box, so just roll with us here. But it looks like Jacey-Lynne Graham. Jacey's 24 years old. She's single. She's from Thunder Bay, Ontario. Quick rundown on what she just said. I like these little bios because they never really hold true. Her plan is to use her endearing and empathetic personality to create a strong connection with both sides of the house. She'd like to create a Final Four alliance with those she trusts the most. If a showmance presents itself, she'll go for it. And if she feels it's beneficial to her game, and if he's cute. And then she writes, when it's time to start winning comps, I'll reveal my athletic mode. This isn't the one that was the skater, was it? Let me see here.
The one that got stabbed in the leg. Was that her?
I think it might have been her.
Because that was one of the early ones. And wasn't she one of the first 4 that was in the Honey Bunch?
She might have been. It might have been her, Summer, and the other 2 guys.
I think it was her, Summer, Gino, and then one other guy.
I'm trying to see here if I could see. It looks like I don't know. I'm not seeing anything about skating, but either way, that's her plan. I remember seeing her in the house. She seemed like she could be someone to watch out for, especially if she's the skater. Obviously, it takes a lot of discipline to do that.
Yeah, and I also like that strategy. You want to be in the middle, but if you play it the right way, it's absolutely perfect. That's the exact gameplay you want to have. You want to have a group of people around you, 4, which she already found herself in an alliance with the first 4 people. That doesn't last. That's going to go right out the door, because then you saw Stephanie walk in next in the next set of 4, and Stephanie and Jacey kind of like hit it off. And it was like, oh, they kind of were like, 2 good looking girls. It almost was like they both liked each other immediately right off the rip. And so, I could see her doing well. And I like that she's like, oh, I want to hide my athletic side and then bring it out later. Now it's just going to be a matter of implementing that strategy. So we'll see what happens with her.
Someone's going home. By the way,
she's not my pick.
Live eviction tomorrow night. Somebody's going home. So Herman's not going home. I know that much. There's actually a bunch of people that got safety, which, speaking of which, is our next guy, right? Our next guy has safety for the week. Jay Northcott. Jay is 28. He's single. He's a theater director. He says he's a friendly person. He's going to use his charm to make sure that he's not seen as a threat, but an ally. As a director, he sees himself pulling a lot of strings, and that's his plan. He didn't really get into too much detail here, but I think the main takeaway with him, Jay, was the fact that he ran down the staircase and was the first one to go grab that phone. And everyone knows he has safety. But the first thought I had, I don't know if this ran through your head. If I were them, I'm thinking, okay, he got safety, but what else did he get?
Right.
There's no way he just went into the phone booth and he got safety and that's the end of it. There's got to be more.
Well, also it was the thing that would bother me would be seeing somebody just like jet out and go and then get that safety. And
He
I'm like,
went
well,
for it.
you know, he really went for it. And that's the kind of stuff. They're the subtle things in the game of Big Brother that people tend to notice. They won't call it out right away because they're still in that early stage of, oh, you know, we just got in the house. Everybody was super excited. He was super excited. Excited is what it is. And as long as they like him and he's on their good side, that's not going to bother them. If he starts doing things that bother people and starts getting on people's, you know, bad side, that'll be something that they bring up and they're like, I don't like that. I don't know if he's trustworthy. And do we really trust him for the exact reasons that you just said?
Yep.
Did he really only get safety for 1 week?
Yeah. Yeah, he seems like he's going to be a big personality too. Like he seems like, I think he even said something. I don't know if I caught it, but he was like, oh, you guys can get me out later because I don't get along with people well or something. It was like right after he won safety. He was like, I'm glad I'm safe because I tend to run my mouth. I think he said something like that.
Not great.
And I was like, yikes. But
not great.
But we will see. Jay, congrats. You made it through week 1.
Yep.
Let's see what happens week 2.
Yep. And next we have Jessica. She's from Cranbrook. Next, we have Jessica. She's from Cranbrook, BC, visual artist. This eccentric visual artist and super fan will slip under the radar by playing a cool, calm, and collected social game. But underneath it all, Jessica has a master plan to outwit the competition and claim the crown. So like we said earlier, Jessica's a super fan of the show. She definitely is going to be probably one of the less big personalities of the women in the house. Because she's a super fan, she's going to understand the game. And no, I don't want to be that big personality early on, but I do want to form really good relationships. I could see her doing well. Not my pick, but as a super fan, I don't know how many.
I'm a pick.
Not my pick. I don't know how many of these cast members are super fans, you know, because like she made it a point to say it in her introduction. Kevin made it a point to say it in his. So that could be a big advantage because, as you know, if you're a super fan in the house and there's a bunch of newbies in there that don't really understand the game, you could end up, it could be easy pickings for you.
Mm-hmm. And she is married, so she doesn't have that tool. So far, a lot of people who are married or in relationships, we're not even halfway through the cast yet, so I'm sure there's a lot of single people in there too. But yeah, we'll see. I do like the fact she's 35, a little bit more life experience. She's probably there to win as opposed to just get social media followers. So we know how that can work to your advantage when you're there for the right reasons. But hey, Jessica, get it for the people in their, mid to late 30s. We need that. We got you covered. I'm supporting you, even though you're not my pick to win. Next up, this guy seems like he was kind of someone I really liked. Smart guy.
My pick.
Josh. Oh, well, why don't you read his stats then?
No, you read stats. I just did Jessica.
Okay. Josh Nash, 28 years old. He's a pediatric resident, so I believe he's going to be a doctor, or he might already be a doctor, and now he's a resident. His strategy to win, he wants to establish a strong alliance first thing in the house, ideally with someone who is older, as they can be seen as less of a threat and not someone most people will initially think of aligning with. He wants to start in a larger alliance until closer to jury, where he will separate himself with big moves. He will keep a close alliance and be a competition beast, but with enough charm to be less threatening. Here's what I'll say. Really like his strategy. Kind of what you and I did on 16, which is to start with a bigger alliance and have an alliance within the alliance. It's kind of like what I take out of this, or it's a little jumbled around, where he wants to have his core group hidden within a bigger alliance and then cut them people by making big moves as it gets closer to the end. And I believe he was part of the Honey Bunch, right? He was part of the Honey Bunch, and he was like, they mentioned it, and he was like, I'm in, lock it in.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
Smart. Anyone want to throw some stupid alliance?
Yeah.
Yo, lock it in. I'm with you.
Yep.
Lock it in. But so tell me why. Why is he your pick?
The reason why I liked him a lot was because I think, one, I liked his profession. I think a lot of people are going to like that. The reason why I don't think it's going to hurt him, how it may hurt somebody in Big Brother US, is that doctors don't make the same kind of money in Canada like the doctors in the US do. So they're not viewed as this like, oh man, he doesn't need the money, because, there's universal health care in Canada. So it's a different element. And so I don't think that's going to be a negative on him, but I just thought he had such a caring personality. He just seemed like such a genuine person that I felt people are going to like him. People are going to trust him. They're not going to think he's got ulterior motives. And he didn't mention it, but I think he's a fan of the show. And so I think he's going to really do well. I think he's going to have a good understanding of the game. Combine that with people are going to trust him. What I think people are going to do is trust him. And he doesn't seem like he's going to have that huge personality. Like the big personality is going to go in front of him. He's going to kind of take it back. He's going to be very trustworthy, and all the big personalities are going to target each other. And I think it's going to be him on top. Your boy, Josh, for the W.
Another one in a relationship too. Just keeping track of this. A lot of people in relationships. So we'll see, Josh. We'll see how it goes. We'll see.
This next one, not a fan.
But I mean, this guy's oddly fascinating though.
I shouldn't say not a fan, because that's just like, I've got to give the guy the chance. But like, he almost came in, and we're talking about Kevin Jacobs.
Yeah. But do you remember Zach's bio when he did his intro? And have you ever seen ours? He kind of did like a similar thing. Like, I'm going to be the villain. I'm going to slice everyone's throats. He might actually be good TV. He could.
I think he's going to. I definitely think he's going to. He's from Toronto. He's 28 years old. He's a sales engineer, and he has a diabolical plan to lie, trick, and pit other house guests against each other, all while making them laugh.
Yeah. And again, another guy in a relationship. And I have something here. It's like he wants to be a snake in the grass and make him laugh, and then I'll stab him in the back.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. The person that always goes in there to be the villain, I don't ever think that when you're trying to do that and you're like, I'm going to pit people against each other and I'm going to be the villain and I'm going to do all this, you kind of lose track of the game, and you're just somebody that everybody like kind of keeps around because they like you, until they're like, all right, I trust everybody else. I don't trust you at all. Like, you're a problem. Your mouth is always open. Like, you're always saying stuff. I just don't see him doing it behind the scenes like he thinks he's going to.
And I'll also say, I don't know how well he's going to fit in with this cast. He seemed like a little bit of an outsider already. Like, I don't know. He's got to have a good social game if he wants to be a snake in the grass, right? Because a snake is in the grass is something you can't see. But if everyone, the first couple of weeks in the house, popularity contest.
Yep.
So if you can't blend in to where people like you, then change over to this person, then you're in trouble. Because if you're just someone who's awkward the whole time, they're gonna be like, hey, let's just get Kevin out because he's weird and he's staring at me.
Yeah.
So,
and he keeps like saying that, like, you don't want to talk to me, but I'm with you almost every day.
we're talking every day. Yeah.
So,
hey, this next one, you don't know this, but this is interesting. So this guy, his name's Kyle Moore. He's 23 years old. And I may screw up the story because I remember it when it happened, but he's real quickly, he's from Halifax, Nova Scotia. He's a podcaster. He's single. I'll get into his strategy in a second, but the reason Kyle's interesting is last year they were doing spoilers, like trying to find out who the BB Can cast was going to be. And this Kyle was like confirmed. He was on the show based on like the spoiler accounts, and everyone like fell in love with him on social media. They were like, oh my God, he's going to be awesome. And then it came out where he literally didn't even know what like BB Can was, I don't think. And he was like, hi guys, I'm Kyle, but I was never asked to be on the show, but I appreciate the love. Maybe I'll apply next year. What do you think, BB Can? And like, I think like BB Can's Twitter account responded to him a couple times, and it became like this running joke. Like there was a Kyle on the show and they were like, substitute him for the other Kyle, please. Like
my goodness.
They want him. So it was funny that this year, sure enough, they put him on the show. And that's why if in the house, there was a guy who, I think it was our last guy, Kevin. Mm-hmm. Kevin goes to this Kyle and goes, you look familiar. Were you on the show before? You look like someone that was on the show. And he's like, no, I've never been on. But Kevin probably saw him.
Yes, he probably was following all the stuff and saw a spoiler.
Because and that's how I think he saw him. But as far as strategy, he originally wanted to be overlooked in the house, but he realized that his skill set is better served by approaching the game like chess. Move first, attack in the middle, and castle early. I don't know what castle early means, but I guess that's probably
bitch.
Yeah, I guess that's probably like
Wait,
is that like a Canadian version of saying it?
I don't know.
Castle early.
I like it, man.
I want to win the first HOH to set the board.
Now, I don't know why it's slipping my mind, but I know that it was Herman, and then it was Herman, Moose, and then who was the third one that got the safety? Was it of the HOH? Remember
Jay. Herman, Moose, and Jay.
Okay. No. There was two other ones. So Jay had safety from the call. Then two people got safety from the HOH competition, with Herman being the winner.
Yeah, so it was the guy with the long hair. We're going to get to him. Moose, right?
And it wasn't
who was
Jay? It was another guy.
Well,
I want to say it was
no,
Jay. Or
Jay
was it
didn't play in the
Gino?
HOH.
Kyle. I meant Kyle. Kyle or Gino?
I can't remember who it was.
I want to say it was.
I
one
can't
of them.
remember.
Anyway,
well, either way,
you guys let us
one
know
of them
down in the
guys.
comments.
Yeah.
But I got to be honest with you.
I think it was Steven because he was the one throwing the beanbag. It was Steven.
Okay, it was
he
Steven.
threw the beanbags on the spinning thing.
Yeah.
The bean. He beat out Jessica.
Yeah.
For it, and he ended up getting safety as well. He was all the way to the left.
Yeah. See, this is
you thought you were good at the memory comps.
Well, here's the problem: is that right in the middle of the HOH competition, because I'm watching on the laptop, and Christy really got into it as well. I'm like, I have to go to the bathroom, and I wasn't messing with pausing it, so I had the volume up. I'm in the bathroom, and I'm like, I can't really even hear it. And so then I come out, and I was like, babe, like, you pay attention to let me know. And I'm like, so what I missed? And she was like, oh, well, like so another person won. I was like, well, great. I don't know what's happening now. So it's just like that, how you can miss out.
Hey.
But
I got you, bro.
I like Kyle a lot. The only reason why it was between him and Josh for me, the only reason why I like Josh is because Kyle is 23 years old. He's young. So I feel like, I don't know, like I feel like that bread and butter age is not somebody too young where you haven't been through enough to know the difference of like, okay, this is a game I need to be cutthroat, which I did not know when I was 23. We played the first time, but I went through enough in my life to be like, when I go back in that second time, I was like, this is a game. I don't need to be the nicest guy. I want to win the money. And so I think Kyle's going to be like a little bit too nice to be super cutthroat. And he'll be the one that when he goes home, the house is like devastated. That's what I think is going to be Kyle.
Could be true. Could be true. Our next one.
Next we have Martin, aka Marty Fernetti. And he was like super happy about where he's from. He's like, I'm the first petite rocher. These are like really difficult. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah. No,
he's 43. He's a fraud investigator, and he's a cool dad and a nice guy. But don't let him fool you. As a fraud investigator, he'll be able to sniff out the liars in the house. Now, I don't really necessarily know that directly correlates, because I think a fraud investigator is a little more like analytical and like more like by the laws and the rules, not like personal, like probe, like how you were.
100%, bro.
So I was like, you're just using the name of his profession, which has nothing to do with reading people.
But they do that on every season of Big Brother. They make it like the coolest title ever. Like what'd you say? You weren't even like, you were in sales at the time, but they made you like sales executive. Like,
they made it, and I wrote as my job. It was like district manager, and they were like sales executive. I was like, what? I'm 23. I just got out of college. Sales executive.
But yeah, they're fraud investigators. So anybody who doesn't know like what a fraud I mean, listen, I shouldn't say 100%. Like he could be in charge of like the interview and interrogations of their unit, but more than likely fraud is through the banks and stuff like that. Like they're doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I don't necessarily think they're doing a lot of in-person interviews, although they do them. I'm not saying they don't, but yeah, man, he seems like someone who his English is a little broken.
Yeah.
He's a little older than the rest of the house. He's married. He's got a lot of things working against him.
He could be like a Kevin though. He could be like a Kevin from, what was it?
Yeah.
19?
Kevin seemed like but Kevin was like so
smooth.
Cool.
Yeah.
That dude was smooth. I met him in Boston. I was like, this guy's got to be on the show. He wasn't even planning on applying. It was his daughter. And I was like, yo, you got to apply. And he got in line.
That's pretty cool.
That's literally how it happened. But, yeah,
you pregame for him. You did. Boo.
I did for next time when you play again. But I don't think this guy goes far. That's my guess. And I'm not hating on anybody. I don't know. I think I think these guys are going to get very close very fast. He doesn't have a lot of chips to play with as far as similarities with the rest of the house. And it's going to be hard to read people if you're only there 3 weeks. You know? I'm not hating. I'm not hating.
No, I also feel like there's a lot of young, big personalities. And if you're the older guy and you don't have that type of big personality, or at least can like be a chameleon and kind of fit in with them, you're going to be an outcast and you'll be an easy person to put on the block until you just eventually go
I think so, man. He might be a pawn unless he's like going to win some comps. All right. Next one. Melina Mansing. She's 29 years old. She's from Toronto. She's in a relationship. Her strategy is you'll have to wait and see, but I will be the girl to make this a woman's game.
Ooh.
I don't know what that means, but
all
right.
Is Big Brother a man's game?
You'll have to wait and see, but I will be the girl to make this a woman's game.
They've had,
Okay.
so they're in their 10th season. How many male versus female winners have they had?
I don't know. I know Sarah won. I don't know the BB can winners that well.
Because I know US is a little lopsided. I think it's like 14-9 or something like that. Now it might be 15-9.
Yeah, I know there's a few female winners.
If you think about
there was another winner. I think she's a lawyer now. There's a few. Then there was a brothers that won. Either way, I think I don't know what she means by that, but she's got a cool look, some tats. It seems like her and Jessica hit it off really well. Jessica was like, "I want a room with you," so. If she's a little bit more of an introvert, that could work well with her and Jessica.
But not really, because if they're both introverts, they may end up just being like, we're comfortable around each other and let's just stay in this back room.
I mean, maybe. I kind of feel like Nicole and Christine were like that, though, on our season. And they came out of it because they had each other. You know,
so
they were kind of
both allowed them. They're like, oh, I have my person that is my comfort blanket. And even when I'm around them, it allows their personalities. Oh, you could be right, bro.
Maybe.
That's a good point.
Maybe. And, you know, like I didn't see Nicole or Christina's like overt, like, but they had each other and they were like super tight in the beginning of the season until you basically broke them up. I mean, that's your fault, but
you know, we didn't trust her. We didn't trust her. And we're talking about Nicole.
Shout out Nicole.
Shout out to Nicole. We got Moose Bendengo. What
I love that name. Mustafa Moose Bendenga. I mean, already best name of the year.
Yeah,
for sure.
Facts. From Toronto. I mean, we got a lot of people from Toronto on this season. I think that's 3. We might have to make a trip up there.
I love Toronto. You've never been?
Never been. Dude, only Montreal.
Toronto's amazing.
He is a content creator, and Moose plans to be a gutsy player, trust his instincts, and be loyal to his alliances. His social game will put everyone under his spell. I think that was a line from them. I don't think he describes himself that way. I think he's a very genuine soul. I think he's a very kind person. I think he's going to be very trustworthy. I could see him doing well, but I don't know that he's going to have that like cutthroat instinct of the game that really needs to like propel you to end up winning the game. I could see him just being a really good social player that goes very far. So that's what I think of Moose.
And by the way, I'm looking up the stats here right now. I was wrong. It wasn't Steven Gino that got the first week of immunity. It's actually your boy. Good job, Cody. John Nash was the HOH winner the first part. He's got first week immunity.
Sadid. What am I saying?
I don't know what that was. Sadid.
Dude. S-U-H. Sadid.
I think Mustafa's going to be someone that everyone talks to, though.
Cool.
Everyone's going to like him. Going to be a person to like really rally around, and he might be kind of in the middle, but no, he should be around a while. He seems like he's going to kind of blend in. The next person will definitely not blend in. Stephanie Patterson. Stephanie is, she's a Virgo. She's from Toronto. She's a child and youth worker. She's single, and her strategy is social. This is quoting here. Social. Be everyone's friend and their shoulder to cry on, but never be afraid to use that against them when needed to help her game. You know, she is someone who definitely stood out. She's very confident in herself. She's a very pretty girl. She plans on using that in good lighting with good lipstick. And, you know,
she's welcome to anybody sliding into her DMs.
Anyone sliding her DMs.
Find out her Instagram, sliding them DMs.
Sliding them DMs, but she probably won't respond. She just get athletes. You know, she's definitely confident about herself. This is something that, you know.
I bet she's in a lot of bikini photos on her Instagram. A lot of bikini photos.
I'm trying to think, you know, because the cast, I mean, who could you see a showmance with her? I mean, Kyle single. Gino single.
Gino's got those tats. He's ripped up, kind of like a bad boy. I'm a firefighter. Like, I'm putting out flames, girl. What's up?
Oh, that's right. He's jacked too.
Yeah, he's ripped up.
He's a big girl. Big cat. Yeah, so you know what?
Flames in the are showmances huge in Big Brother Canada?
I think, I mean, there's some hookups in Big BB Can for sure. Yeah, and I think, you know, based on, I feel like she wants to win, but I also feel like she's more there for recognition, followers, and maybe a showmance. I don't think she's like necessarily going into like
brand deal,
some social deals.
She described herself. She immediately in the beginning, she used her boobs as her like describing herself.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
What kind of social game you think she's gonna play?
Hey, I will say this. A fact about me that may surprise you. This is from her. She graduated from college with honors 4.0 and finished all her classes with 90% or higher and some with 100%. It's a little side note there, in case you didn't know.
That's curveball.
It's a curveball.
Well, they're going to be like this.
I mean, she is like a teacher because she's a teacher. So I mean,
they could end up thinking like, oh, this girl, like she probably is just here for followers, but she's really intelligent. She may be cutthroat. I don't know.
Maybe so. But we'll see. We got two more
I think
left.
She'll be middle of the pack. Well, we have 3. We have Gino, Summer, Tanisha.
Ah, that's right. My bad, Gino. We talked about you earlier. I thought we already covered you. We did not. You want to do Gino next?
You can get into Gino.
All right, Gino. Let's bring him up. Going up my list here. Okay, Gino. We kind of already talked about him a little bit, but his full name is Stephen Gino Giannopoulos, and he is 28 years old. He is a firefighter. As we said, he's from Laval, Quebec, it looks like maybe. He's single. He wants to go nice and soft. Hey, now, what are we talking about here? Strategy or something else?
What are we talking? I was looking at it.
He wants to go nice and soft, analyze his competition, eliminate the weak links, and build a solid alliance within different groups. Once his plan is organized in place and when the place and time presents itself, he'll crank my throttle to the max. Become an absolute comp beast.
No longer
get
soft.
Myself to the final.
Wait, what?
No longer soft, and now he's throttling to the max.
Are we in a PG-13 category now?
And his OnlyFans account is...
I also will be looking for some people to manage after this. So I may be like, yo, Gino, you want to make some money? Paulie knows how to
Hey, that's true. Hey, now.
You know what I'm saying? You might not
Paulie might have already recruited him.
Possibly.
Might already recruited him.
Possibly.
Maybe have him on the list.
How you doing?
What do you think? You think he's going to do? I think he's going to be a comp beast. I think he's going to do well in the comps.
I think even if he doesn't do good in comps, I think his body stature and his body type they're going to immediately think he's an athletic guy, which he definitely is. He's a firefighter. Yeah. So they're going to, even if he doesn't do good at comps, he's always going to have that target on his back being like, well, he's athletic, he's strong, he's probably a physical beast. And that could be something. I don't know. I don't know how Big Brother Canada is. So that's why I'm eager to see, like, I know some of the stereotypes that go into Big Brother US and some kind of like early targets that can come on Big Brother US. I don't know if Canada is the same way. So I'm waiting to see. But Gino would be somebody that probably would just immediately be viewed as a comp piece in Big Brother US and have a target on his back right away until he kind of builds it down.
Time will tell.
Next, we have Summer. Summer, I think, is going to piss people off on purpose. She's fun employed, which I don't even know what it means.
I think she's trying to say I'm unemployed, but it's fun employed.
But she said I'm unemployed, but then she talked about her coworker who loves the show, who she's like happy to get on so that now she has
maybe
to
her coworker was actually her boss.
Maybe, and she just didn't say it. So Summer's coming
to win. That's why
she
got fired.
Yeah. You know what, Summer? I'm sick and tired of your shit. You tell me you hate me every day. I'm your boss. Summer is coming to win, not to make friends with a short temper while hangry. She's hoping to stay away from slop and keep focused on her vision to winning big. I do not think Summer's winning. I think Summer is going to piss people off. The only thing that could possibly, benefit Summer is if she like takes on that strategy of like, I'm just going to piss people off because then maybe they'll keep me around because they think they could beat me. Like go like the evil dick route. But I think she's going to rub people the wrong way very quickly. And I think she may end up doing it on purpose. Like, she just seems like that personality. Like, she's going to go in there. Just from her intro video, it was like, she's not going to care whether you like her or don't like her. She's going to keep doing what she's doing, which will end up making
she's a big
her
personality.
Home.
She's going to go in there. It did seem like there was a little spark with her and Herman, so we'll see if that generates anything. But she's definitely someone who speaks her mind. She's going to have a lot to say. Big personality, going to be good television. I can see why they cast her. Really pretty girl.
Yeah, big time.
She's got a lot going for her. So we'll see. She is single, ready to mingle. So you have her. And then we actually have another person who I also thought was a very big personality as well. Tanisha White. Tanisha's 32 years old. She is in a relationship. She is a model. She's from Montreal, Quebec, and her strategy is to be the sweet, innocent girl from Montreal.
I love Montreal.
Kind of ditzy and clumsy, but listen and observe like a hawk and strike with a hot knife when the time is right. She will be present she will present herself as a very happy-go-lucky person, so no one suspects her ulterior motives.
Yeah, I liked her a lot. The only thing that when She was another one that I was kind of like rising to the top of, like, can I pick her? And then she said something like, I don't know if there's other like good looking girls in the house like that. And like that would put a target on them. And I was like, ooh, that I didn't like. Cause like, I was like, that's what's going to cause you to target somebody. I was like, okay. I don't know. Moving it down. But I like her. I think of the girls, she can do well. Because I was looking through the girls, I was like, Jessica can do well. I think Helena's going to be a floater. I think Summer, Stephanie, and Betty could end up having like clashing personalities, which would put targets on them and could cause alliances to target them. And so I like Tanisha of all the girls. I thought she was one of my favorite ones. So I think she'll do well.
She could do well. I mean, she's in a relationship, so she's going into the win. You know, she's not going in to find a boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever her preference is. And so ultimately, yeah, I could see her doing well. I can see her doing well in the game. She is booed up, so we'll see how that goes. That's her quote, not mine.
I was like, what did you just say?
Yeah, that's her. That's why I had to pray. She said that, not me. But overall, I agree with your assessment at the very beginning. Really interesting cast. Could be a lot of fun to watch. I'm actually excited to watch it because you've never seen it. You'll get to see the intro episode, like their intro when they like all the cast members. They don't do it on night one, but they do it for the rest of the season where you'll like see the people spin around with the music. I just feel their theme song's really fire. But overall, any final thoughts? Herman's our HOH. We're going to have someone they've been in the house for a little bit now. This wasn't live tonight. So tomorrow night, first live eviction, one of these guys are going home.
Yeah. Who do you think? So Herman, how is it going to work? If one person's going home, do you think they're going to have nominations?
Two people
they've been in the house now for a period of time.
There's two people already on the block. There's already a veto.
Yeah. And the feeds aren't on. I keep forgetting because
tomorrow we're going to get
US hasn't done that. We've been in the house on a live premiere episode, which is why it's 2 hours.
Yep.
Okay. So somebody's already on the block. Two people.
Somebody's already on the block. Somebody's already played. Won the veto. So let's just, for the hell of it, we'll go out like this. Tell me who's on the block. Who wins the veto? Who's going home? Do it. Let's just see how close we are.
That's
crazy. It's crazy. I'm going to go with it right now while you're thinking. I'm going to say...
I'm not even giving an answer.
I'm going to say Marty and Jessica are on the block. I'm going to say your boy John Nash wins the veto. And I'm going to say Marty's going home first. Because John's not going to use the veto. He's going to keep it safe the first week.
Okay.
Doesn't want to ruffle any feathers.
I'm going to say Helena and Steven on the block. Because I think Herman might view Steven as like a threat, like, strong guy.
Another alpha
possibly. So I'm going to say those two on the block. Who's going to win the veto? I don't know. I'm going to go with one of the three people because I'll say Gino wins the veto, causes drama.
Whoa.
I'm not going to go with the replacement nominee because now we're getting too out of control. And I'm going to say Helena could possibly go home.
Helena going home first. Damn, Helena, he did you like that.
I think she's going to be a floater. And if she doesn't go home week one, she's going to be on the block for the rest of the season, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I think you see that a lot, right? Whoever goes on the block week one and stays, it's usually a pawn, and it's like a sign of things to come for that person.
Yeah,
could be. We'll Marty. See. It's interesting. Are we gonna? You're not in town tomorrow.
I'm not in town.
So we're not recording tomorrow. So when will we be recording again for this?
We're gonna bounce back. So I'll be here Sunday. We could record on Sunday.
Okay, let's record Sunday. We will record. We'll talk about tonight. It'll be a couple days late, but you guys will still be with us. But I'll be watching tomorrow. I'm sure you'll be watching from wherever you are. So check it out, guys. Make sure you sign up for BB Can. You can go over there. It's super easy. You don't have to give any of your information. You get a VPN. You're going to use it for a lot of things, or you can use that video player like we just subscribed. As you can probably see, where we saved it till the end tonight. You're welcome. For anyone who was so upset about it. Both rocking the Winner's Circle t-shirts here.
We won't do this always because it's coming at the beginning of next week.
Sometimes it's coming at the beginning too, but we got different colors. We love them. They're super comfortable. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see the little shelf below our video where you can go right to the page. If you're listening on audio, you can go on our Winner's Circle Cast Instagram page, and there's a little link in the bio. It'll bring you to our bonfire page. Check it out. If you buy it, make sure you take a picture with the shirt on. We've got a lot of orders already. We really appreciate it. Any final thoughts, Cody?
No, I'm looking forward to what Big Brother Canada is bringing to the table. Let's get it.
Fire. Let's go, Arissa. Bring the heat. Bring the heat, Arissa. I was talking to her tonight on Twitter. I said, good luck. So we will see what happens, guys. We appreciate you joining us here on the Winner's Circle. We will see you Sunday.